Youths Agami recently gathered for its annual strategic review, a program that outlined education, environmental protection and sound realistic action plans as priorities. Mohamed Lamis attended the forum and this is his report.
The Assembly of Gambia Muslim Youths beginning their annual strategic review meeting. The purpose was to look into what the 2-year-old Muslim Assembly has been able to achieve, what have been the shortcomings, and how a way forward can be mapped out. First on the agenda were reports by the heads of the various committees on areas identified by the Assembly as strategic in their interventions. These include social services, which incorporate health and education, and preaching, which falls under the purview of the Dawa Committee.
The only adjustment we are considering now is to embark on tree planting, which will be explained by the President, as he is the one who has first brought that proposal on board.
A lot of activities different from conferences that were planned in the last year. Among them were individual visits, compound visits, to sensitize them, enlighten the Muslims, even the non-Muslims, about Islam. But unfortunately for us, we are unable to embark on all those things.
Those that have over the year been responsible for the various wings of the Assembly, notably the female wing and the students' wing for GAMSU, were also given the chance to look back on the achievements made during the year under review and highlight the plans for 2012.
Our action plan for 2012 is as follows. In January, we would wish to organize a conference, a fundraising conference, which will be held at the Paradise Suites on the 28th.
We also organize an inter-school Quranic and speech competition held on the 19th March 2011 at the Gambia College, wherein 23 schools participated or took part from Arabic and English schools, and valuable prizes were given.
A report on the Assembly's lifeblood, finance, then followed.
Financially, we are able to raise a total amount of $21,600 during the period under review.
The amount Mr. Jobate went on wasn't enough, thus hampering the activities of the Assembly during the course of the year. Although built on Islamic principles and the need to propagate the faith, Agami has been able to create time to intervene in environmental protection, something that tends to confirm their vision to help address national development challenges, the center of which, of course, lies the knotty problem of environmental degradation. On the way forward for the Assembly, Venerable scholars Muhammad Jaiti and Dr. Umar Jah recommend steadfastness, especially in time management.
We can divide time into 3 dimensions. One is, if your consciousness of time and your perception of time is unlimited, and your space as well is unlimited, you are bound to forget. You are bound to forget your obligations, and you are not going to execute the responsibilities that are incumbent upon you. And this is our problem.
Time management is very important, meaning that now, from now on, if you don't have that in your associate or in Agami, let us together sit down and strategically draw long-term plans and short-term plans, and also medium-term plans as what are we going to achieve.
A new strategy was finally adopted for 2012, and the task for the Young Assembly now is to intensify its programs in order to make more impact. Modula Minsise, GRTS News.
You can follow that story and other GRTS programs live on our website at www.grts.gm. There you can also monitor GRTS Radio Live. We'll go for our first break. The news continues momentarily.
Damane at bu bes laka gu bes yef yu es ci place bu bes bi ñepp di xamama ma gis ci at mu bees mi ñu teru la teral la terangal la make it a date 31st of December 2011 at the Jellybar Resort Hotel, the paradise on earth. It's the grand spectacular mega explosive New Year's Eve upmarket banquet dinner in grand style. Vivian with 3 international awards. Crystal Promotions Gambia, Neyeksi Amna, 1st of January 2012, Grand Dance at Duplex. VIP $700, individual $500. 2nd January, show at the Dream Park, $200. Proudly sponsored by Africell.
Welcome back. The new Tunisian president is in neighboring Libya 3 weeks after the North African country's first post-Arab Spring president took office, and rescue crew are working frantically to find survivors of a boat accident in Kenya's tourist resort of Lamu. 8 people reportedly died in the accident. We have details of those and other stories in this roundup of news.
Trip abroad. About 3 weeks after taking office, Tunisian President Monsef Marzouki arrived Monday in Libya for a 2-day visit. Discussions with Libyan authorities will focus on economic cooperation between Tunis and Tripoli and security issues along the border between the two countries. Tripoli, Misrata and Benghazi are the 3 stopovers the Tunisian leader will make in Libya. Former Egyptian President Hosni Mubarak's trial will resume tomorrow, not today. The hearing was postponed as soon as it started. The toppled president has been on trial since the 3rd of August for suspected involvement in the massacre of 850 demonstrators in Tahrir Square. 83-year-old Mubarak is in preventive detention at a military hospital in a Cairo suburb. He faces the death penalty. Rescue workers continued on Monday to look for survivors following the sinking of a boat in Lamu in eastern Kenya. The boat capsized Sunday night due to high waves as it was approaching land. At least 8 of the 40 passengers on board drowned. The death toll is expected to go up, according to the police. Leon Kengo Wadondo was hospitalized in Paris. The Senate leader in the Democratic Republic of Congo was the victim of an aggression Saturday evening at the French capital. He reportedly lost a few teeth in the incident. Government spokesman Lambert Mende called this attack unacceptable and attributed it to supporters of Etienne Tshisekedi. The French ambassador to the DR Congo was summoned on Monday to the Foreign Affairs Ministry in Kinshasa.
The political temperature in Senegal is heating up to some abnormal breaking point. Since President Abdoulaye Wade's winning of his party's candidature in the February presidential polls, his rivals have been making noise about the legitimacy of his bid for the 3rd time. Now the debate has become a heated subject in the music scene, with influential rapper Awadi saying President Wade, like any other citizen, should respect the Senegalese constitution. We have details of that story in this report.
On December 24th, Abdoulaye Wade became the candidate of his party for the presidential elections. It is his 3rd mandate, and many do not agree with this. Many people say it is anti-constitutional. That is the opinion of hip-hop artist DJ Awadi. In his latest hit song, he makes fun of the leader known as the Old Man, age 85. He asks him to take a rest and respect the Constitution. We decided together to follow the Constitution. Every citizen is supposed to respect the Constitution, whether he is president or a farmer. But musicians do not all agree, and some believe Wade's candidacy is legitimate. The Constitution of 2001 that limits the number of mandates to 2 was voted on a year after he took office. Therefore, they say, it should not take into account his first mandate. Abdoulaye Wade has done good things for Senegal and the Senegalese and for Africans and for the African diaspora. I think that is very, very important. All eyes are now on the Constitutional Council, which on January 28th will make public the list of candidates for the presidential election. Opposition leaders have already taken a stand on the issue and have promised major demonstrations in the streets of Dakar if the council allows President Abdoulaye Wade to run for a third mandate.
Ivory Coast's post-war reconstruction is taking shape but not without some problems. Local militia who are suspected of having carried out arbitrary killings during the vicious civil war in the country are still roaming about with their weapons. One such